Let's be honest, some people look disciplined, but what they really have is a habit loop that works in their favor. And if your current loop is scrolling, snacking on content, and losing time without noticing, you're not broken, you're trained. Because your brain is a pattern machine, it repeats whatever is easy, available, and instantly rewarding. That's why scrolling feels automatic. It's not because you're weak, it's because the system is strong. So here's the real question. How do you make studying feel just as automatic? Not by forcing motivation, not by trying to be better, but by redesigning the loop. Today, I'll show you a simple strategy to turn studying into a default behavior, without extreme rules, without guilt, and without pretending you'll suddenly love hard work. This is about making learning easier to start, easier to continue, and easier to repeat. And we're going to do it with 3 levers: friction, cues, and rewards. Friction means make the distracting behavior slightly harder to do. Cues means make the study behavior start on autopilot. Rewards means make your brain want to come back. By the end, you'll have a clear setup you can implement today, even if you're busy, tired, or easily distracted. Because the goal isn't to become a different person. The goal is to build a loop that carries you when motivation disappears. Let's start with the first lever, friction. The mistake most people make is trying to remove distraction with willpower. Willpower is unreliable. Design is reliable. Step 1. Don't fight the phone. Create a speed bump. Most people try to quit scrolling by saying, "I'll just use my phone less." That's vague, and vague always loses. Instead, you need one small barrier that interrupts autopilot. Here are 3 options. Pick one. Option 1, delay. When you want to open an app, you wait 10 seconds and take one breath. That sounds silly, but it breaks the trance. Autopilot hates pauses. Option 2, distance. Put the phone in a place that requires a physical action. Stand up, walk, open a drawer. You're not banning it, you're adding one tiny step. That tiny step is often enough to stop the reflex. You're not banning it, you're adding one tiny step. That tiny step is often enough to stop the reflex. Option 3, containment. You choose a single scrolling window later in the day. Not never, just not now. Your brain relaxes because it knows it will edit later. Now here's the important part. Friction alone is not enough. You can't just remove something. You must replace it with a start cue. Otherwise, you'll feel empty, bored, and you'll return to scrolling. So we'll build a start cue that makes studying begin automatically. And no, it's not sit down and focus. It's a tiny, almost ridiculous ritual that tells your brain, this is what we do now. Because the first minute decides everything. If you win the first minute, you usually win the session. Let's build your first minute. Step 2, build a 1-minute start ritual. Your brain doesn't resist studying. It resists starting. Starting feels like effort, uncertainty, and pressure. So we remove pressure. Here's the ritual. Open your material, set a short timer, and do the smallest possible action for 1 minute. Not study the chapter. 1 minute. What counts as a 1-minute action? Read one paragraph and say the main idea out loud. Write one question you want answered. Solve the very first step of a problem. Summarize one concept in a single sentence. That's it. This works because the brain loves completed actions. 1 minute is easy to finish. And once you finish, you create momentum. Now add one more thing. Make the next step obvious. Before you end a session, leave yourself an open door. Not a big plan. One clear next action ready for tomorrow. For example, bookmark the next page. Leave one practice question waiting. Write one sticky note for your future self. What to do first. You're not relying on future motivation. You're handing future you a handle. Now we still need the third lever, rewards. And I don't mean fake rewards like, be proud of yourself. I mean a reward your brain actually feels. Because scrolling works because it delivers reward quickly. Studying usually delays reward, so will bring reward forward without turning learning into a circus. Here's how. Step 3. Use immediate wins and a visible scoreboard. Adult learning becomes addictive when you can see progress. Most people can't. They just feel tired. So we make progress visible. You pick one simple scoreboard. A streak of study days. A small checklist of sessions completed. A set of practice questions solved. A skills list with check marks. It doesn't have to be pretty. It has to be visible. Now we create immediate wins inside the session, not at the end of the month. Inside the next 10 minutes, here are 3 ways. 1. End every session with a quick test. 2 questions, no looking. That's proof. Proof feels good. 2. Collect fixed mistakes. Every time you correct an error, you count it as a win, because correction is real learning. 3. Finish with a tiny deliverable, a 1-sentence summary, a short explanation, a mini example, something finished. This rewires the emotional experience. Studying stops feeling like endless effort and starts feeling like completing small missions. And here's the secret. The brain doesn't crave studying. It craves completion. Completion releases relief. Relief becomes a reward. Now combine everything. A speed bump before scrolling, a 1-minute start ritual for studying, a visible scoreboard plus immediate wins. That's the loop. Next, I'll give you a simple 7-day plan to install this loop without burning out. And then I'll tease the next video title at the end. Here's your 7-day install plan. Keep it simple. The goal is repetition, not intensity. Day 1, choose one speed bump. Delay, distance, or containment. Just one. Then do the 1-minute start ritual. 1 minute only. Stop while it still feels easy. Day 2. Do it again, but add a tiny immediate win. 2 recall questions at the end. No looking, then you're done. Day 3. Add the open door. Before you stop, prepare tomorrow's first step. Make starting tomorrow easier than starting today. Day 4. Create your scoreboard. A streak, a checklist, or a solved questions counter. Put it somewhere you'll see it. Day 5. Include one fixed mistake win. When you get something wrong, correct it on purpose and count it as progress. Day 6. Shorten the phone autopilot window, not by force, by replacing the first minute with your ritual. First minute wins. Day 7. Review your loop. Ask one question. What made starting easy this week? Keep that. Remove what created friction against studying. And remember, you're not trying to love studying. You're trying to make starting so easy and progress so visible that your brain keeps returning. Because the most disciplined people aren't always the strongest, they're often the best designers. If you want more practical learning tools made for busy women, hit subscribe. Next time, why scrolling feels addictive and what dopamine is really doing in your brain. I'll show you the hidden reward loop that keeps you stuck, plus simple routines to break it without quitting your phone forever.